Get in touch with your.
Silo fora kulia.
Mas, meant to be in a good, happy mood. Chats. Big man.
I said push the button. Where the bullshit? Yo, welcome to the List of Podcasts, episode 10. Finally, make some noise! Woo, 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 woo. Yo, you guys are not excited at all for episode 10? We've been at this for 10 weeks, bro.
Do you guys feel excited? Are you like, wow? Do you feel that?
Well, yeah, this is what we're gonna get into about how
adjusting.
Yeah, we're like eventually gonna dive into how it's shaped us, and like this is the reflection episode. We're just gonna, there's no list today. We're just gonna talk about our 10 episodes, our experiences, our conversations, what we've been trying to achieve, if we've actually achieved it, what we've learned, past mistakes, highlights, all of that. We're gonna get into it. You guys get your memories right, because I'm just gonna like go on my SoundCloud and just like kind of remember. I think if I see the picture,
use the picture.
Exactly.
I'm about to say the picture.
If I see the picture, I might get some memories and the list as well. Mm-hmm. Wait, where can I go for that? Spotify, I think.
Wherever.
Nah, it's easier to access the description on Spotify. Like, cause it's just it's right there.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Y'all ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right. So how's it been, man? Like, Migo, kick it off.
It's been good. It's been hectic this week. Lots of things going on. Felt like I achieved so much yesterday. I couldn't even count. We're at episode 10, so I'm excited. We just announced something amazing at the Azaluso Arts here. We got the T-Con coming up, so...
T-shirt convention. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been hitting me up like, what is that? What is this exactly?
Komano, what is this exactly?
Yo. See, there's one of those niggas, man. Like, all right, Akulu, what is it exactly?
It's a celebration of T-shirts. It's how do I put it? I think it's just best if you come through.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how. The easiest way for me to describe it is to compare it to another event.
Yeah. So
and this is something that's
you can't.
I think it's never it's sort of happened. So
yeah.
And we always do weird stuff if you've been to a previous event. So just come through.
T-Con.
It's going to be dope. With a dope T-shirt. Come with a dope T-shirt or come through and get a dope T-shirt. So,
okay.
And bring some T-shirts to donate as well to the flood victims.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I remember how we randomly came up with that idea. Yesterday, Miko was asking me, Goody, yo, how did we come about with the idea? And I was like, I don't remember, but Agulu might know. But yeah, so as I said, we're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff. We're going to like reflect on past episodes. We're going to also get into now like the whole Make Life Worth Living campaign and all the things that we've been doing and stuff like that. Because look, we don't just want to talk about a podcast. We don't want to just talk about talking. We can talk about all the other dope stuff that we've been doing as well. So yeah, man, no lists, proper freestyle. We have... All right, let me introduce everyone, right? Yeah. Sorry, yeah. So episode 10 today, OTOT, Miko, the voice, Agulu, the voice of reason. I need to get these nicknames right, man. Jason Duss in the house. We also have a very special... audience guest. So she's not, I don't know if she's gonna say anything, but yeah. So Singa is in the building. Shout out to Singa, Nona for a minute. Yeah, so yeah.
And Mac to Mac.
Oh, and I'm your host, Mac the Mac. Explosions, bro. Like, yo, Dust, are you gonna put explosions after that? I feel like we need that. I will. All right, cool. He's gonna put explosions. So yeah.
They probably heard them by now.
Oh my goodness.
They probably heard them by now.
Nah, like they're gonna go over me saying he's gonna put explosions in it. All right, cool. So where'd you guys want to start off from?
Do you guys
episode 0?
Do you guys have like a favorite episode? Like I feel like right here we killed it.
Right now?
No, as in like which? No, as in no. I'm not saying me. As in for you, like which one did you feel like I in the we're in there?
I think it's episode 6, the one we did at Shanton Pufa's place. Yeah.
And I didn't listen to that one.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the experience. There was a lot that we said that was dope, and we got a lot of great feedback. I think on our group, that's when like a lot of the posts were popping, and there was a lot of traffic there.
I think that's also the first time we sort of had a live audience.
Yeah,
I think.
No.
I think.
First time.
Yeah.
First time.
It was a bit uncomfortable.
It was
It
uncomfortable.
was a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But you know, the alcohol helped. So,
What?
What?
alright, whatever. Yes.
All right. So here's where I want to start off from. I know this is a podcast that's, most of the co-hosts here work for Zaluso Arts, but then when they come through and they start saying things like, well, I was drinking alcohol on the podcast, like Akulu just did over here, then I feel that like people need to understand that in as much as, it's a Zaluso initiative, what Zaluso is trying to do is they're trying to bring you see how I said they? Because Zaluso Arts are trying to just bring up conversations by, young people and, on things that they're going through and things like that. So I know apparently Akulu used to work for Zaluso Arts because, after that comment, we might have to, they might have to, have a disciplinary hearing. But anyway, so I just want people to kind of look at it as if it was a statement that came from Akulu. Because that's exactly... From an individual called Akulu. Because that's exactly what it was. Yes. You know what I mean? So, even in the comments, right? In the comments, I see a lot of... okay, so we're talking about the favorite episode or whatever, but honestly, I just want to, go in and talk about, the shit that's, been bothering me about this. So, yeah, it's like... You can't come in our comments and be like, Zaluso Arts, why are you doing this and that? Because that's not Zaluso Arts. If OT thinks that Civil War is good, that's OT. I didn't know that he thought that. I'm just as surprised, you know what I mean? So please leave Zaluso Arts alone.
And can I say something on that?
Yeah. So that's episode, 9?
That was episode 9, where I was like, I think I was stressing to say if Malawi was to get away from our shit situation.
Come progressive, yeah.
Yes, and then we would need something like a civil war. And saying that, I think I was just in the moment, but then looking back at it is like that was very insensitive.
You explain why
it was insensitive of me to say something like that because I know people who are close to me who have been through a civil war, and it's not anything to strive for. We should get a civil war. I know it's shit, and that was but it took me saying that and then getting feedback from you're telling me me reflecting and saying okay I think that was outside the box. Without me saying that, I wouldn't have gotten this change of mindset.
So that's great. So basically, you're learning. That's why you say that there's a lot of learning that's happening. A lot of growth. And just to say a little bit on that, so basically my point is, if you need to kill someone about wanting a civil war, talk to OT. I want in the comments, I want people to be like, OT, I don't agree with, you know what I mean?
It's not like Zaluso Arts.
Because it's not like Zaluso Arts wrote a script and approved it and they're like, OT, at this time you need to say this. Well, you're just a person. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I don't expect people think that we're saints. Or they want us to be saints. But we've been saying this from day one. When we don't know shit. We're not experts. Yeah. We don't know, we don't have all the right answers.
Yeah.
We're just here trying to talk about our experiences, right? So for example, let's get into the most controversial episode, right? Episode 8, Akulu might have said something about how some kids are just raised to think that you should be persistent in your approach to trying to, persuade a young lady. See how I'm learning? I'm being so how to persuade a young lady to favor your chances of, getting to know each other better. Yeah. So that, right? And that's just, I'm sure that was just your experience. And it's not like you have to be the guy that says the correct thing. You're just saying what you see in the street. Yeah. So tell us.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. I think I think it can get pretty confusing because in the end, it's still coming from Zaluso Arts. So it almost, for anybody outside of this collective, it will seem like Zaluso Arts is, what's the word? It's co-signing everything that we say. And obviously what you're trying to say is, no, that's not the case. We're just a bunch of guys with different opinions. And I think we should be allowed to say some radical things. We should be allowed to say these things and then get the feedback. Otherwise, we'll never know. We could be out here. We could be out here trying to be politically correct, and that won't be how we really are. We won't ever grow from that. So I think there needs to be a little room. I mean, sure, give us the feedback, but there should be a little room to allow us to just... Because now niggas are scared. Niggas don't want to talk the way they used to talk.
Like what he's saying. That's so profound. Like, yes, I like that a lot because to come in here to say, okay, we have to be politically correct. You'll be thinking too much, and then you were trying to like just tailor make your comments and so it won't be your actual views or how you see things. And we have to be radical. We have to be allowed to make mistakes.
I think everyone should be allowed to make mistakes. So in that sense, you being, how is that like affected? So it's we keep saying it's a mental health thing, but we don't really want to approach it as a depression is this and that and that and that and that. The ADD is this and that. We want to just approach it in a different manner, bring more light to it. But recently, this shit has been making me sadder. Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. So how's your mental health going right now? After 10 weeks of recording this podcast?
I think it's definitely stressing me out because I now know there's a lot of people who pay attention to what we're doing and what we're saying, and sometimes you have to walk on eggshells. Yeah. Because you may say something that's politically incorrect or something that's wrong, but because as soon as you say what you want to say, the feedback's not always return in a positive manner. So they're correcting you, but they're taking shots at you. They're taking shots at you, and now you're under some significant amount of pressure over something that everybody's thinking, everybody's saying.
Yo, that's dope that you said that. It's like how white people would probably use the word nigga in their homes, and okay. No, that's exactly how. That's exactly.
Yeah.
Look, it's like. Yeah, it's like look. Let's just be really honest here, bro.
Yes, let's.
Look, I've been in places where let me even take this example home now. I've been in places where I'm chilling with a bunch of people from say my family or people that are around from the south of the country, right? We're chilling in the south, and we're something comes up there's this guy, we're trying to get into business, or someone's trying to get married. I think my cousin was trying to get married one time, and then what's the guy's surname, shit like that, and then I don't remember, but maybe he's like a Kondre or something like that, and then they know that this is a safe space, so they'll say some shit like Atumbuka, things like that, you know what I mean? And then they'll say some shit about that. So my point is, these things happen. People are talking shit behind closed doors, and we were just trying to bring things to the light and have those conversations. Yeah, because a lot of the people that I see commenting, they probably have those
it's things they said. The things they said. So a friend of mine said something just yesterday. He's like, people crucify you or bring the whole pitchfork thing to your doorstep because it looks as if you're getting away with something that they got condemned for, right? Yeah. So it may be something that, how can he say that? Because I wanted to say that, but I can't say that. But why should he be allowed to say that?
Wow. I never thought of it like that.
Just a quick comment. It's about how it's making me feel as well. It is pretty stressing out. And, the first time I saw... on episode 8, the first time I saw the tweets, I was like, man, I'm mad, I'm pissed. Yeah. But I think we also have to check ourselves and how we feel about it. And why do you feel some type of way about it? Because I still think in the end, you are really still offending somebody. Yeah. So I think this is still just opportunity to grow. So, I think we should welcome more conflict. We're going to offend more people in the future. And I think that's just, more space for us to grow, I think.
Yeah. Just to add on to what you're saying, because if you don't make a mistake, then you can't grow. Like the obstacle is the way. What? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I like the what you just said. There's a Marian analogy, Marian. Like when you're playing a video game, it's like when you're like exploring, and let's say Tomb Raider, when you're going in a path where you're finding obstacles, let's say bad guys, then it means you're going in the right direction. Because otherwise, like you're just it's just lost. It's like there's nothing. So it's like when we're doing these things, and then we say something, and then there's feedback to say, okay, you're not supposed to It means there was something like in me. I was taking this situation lightly to say, for example, the civil thing. But then it takes me to say it on this podcast and then get people to say something about it, and then that will make me change to say reflect on. I think I was thinking. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. I would have kept that whole sentiment in my head all this time without. It's the wrong thing.
So I think that the thing is, someone once told me about how we asked people to comment on the topics. So there's no rule. We really shouldn't get mad if they're doing exactly what we asked. You know what I mean?
But it's always the negative ones. Have you noticed? Like the positive ones always hit the DMs. Like I get a bunch of positive comments. Like listeners, a lot of people are saying some good things about our podcast. It's not only the mean tweets.
One time we'll have a podcast where we're just reading out the DMs and like
it'll be a whole 2 hours.
All the dope stuff that people say about us. Like and it's I don't know. Maybe naturally people just tend to be touched more by like negativity over positive stuff. Because I think that even the people that came about with negative feedback, when they do see something dope, I don't really see a lot of them online, saying some dope things. What do you think that people lose something from like empowering or saying something nice about someone? Like, do they feel that they're losing out on something?
I think a lot of people are going through things, and a lot of people are dealing with a lot of things. So maybe some people feel like they need to bring other people to the level of how they're feeling, right? So if you're feeling like shit, I'm like, why should I be the only one person feeling like shit? Yeah. And then they're quick to attack, or maybe it's something that they feel insecure about. So they sit in somebody else and they're like, let me attack that. But it's really something that they're fighting within themselves.
I think no one's really conscious of, like, they're not like out here looking for bad things and then, that's a bad thing. Let me trash it. I think a lot of it is subconscious and no one really even knows what they're doing. I don't, and also I think it's just easier to be mean. It's like it's super easy to be sad. It's super easy to be.
That's why we have to talk about things, because the more you talk about
even
things,
that isn't easy. Like talking to anybody about what you're going through is not easy. So I think it's just easier to be mean. Like it's super easy. It's funny. It's
Look, like I was saying, when Twitter started popping, I've been on Twitter since like before. I remember when I started, like when I created my account, I only knew like a handful of people that I actually knew that were on Twitter, right? And that was dope. But then there was a time now when it was flooded with a bunch of people that I knew and all of that, and I was just like, yo, what happened to good guys and good girls?
Yeah,
like, what happened to that? It's like it feels like it's not cool anymore or something. So everyone like
has to be savage.
Yeah, everyone has to be savage, and I think that's how you get likes and retweets and points. You can't be the nice person anymore. So I think that I think it's not necessarily a subconscious thing, as Akulu said. I think that you're trying to be heard, and to be heard you go on the negative, and that's what happens. And I also just think that, look, you said that there are no people out there looking for negative things, but I had a conversation with OT earlier where I felt that there are people and organizations like run on the negativity.
Yeah, they look for problems, and
they look for problems, and then their job is to try and fix them. I'm not necessarily saying this is wrong, because I know that like the FBI, for example, they'll try and plant like an agent. You know what I mean? They'll put something in it. Yeah, they'll put someone undercover so they can like catch you in the act, things like that. You know what I mean? So they're like actively looking to find the problem. You know what I mean? Which is I don't think it's wrong, but I just think that you can't base your whole existence or the existence of your organization off of just like what's wrong. Let's look for the problems. You know what I mean? Like I think that's like the HIV.
Just to like add on to what you're saying. In the case where the FBI its whole existence, I feel like we can't say that's like it's needed. We need that. But then at the same time, like to focus all your energy just on the bad parts and not actually realize on the strength, the good parts. It's what detrimental. It's bad. Even like us as we're learning, we're living, we're growing. You have strengths and you have weaknesses. So the weaknesses it's like a conundrum. What do you do? Is it either you improve on the things that you already know you're good at, or do you like what's the other thing? Fix the things that you're bad at. Because if you fix the things you're bad at, you won't have like enough time to like improve the things you're already good at. So like just another section to what Mac was saying.
It's a bit of a segue, but just the whole talk of negativity and why people like negativity. So
it's bringing me down. Like right now, I'm so down. Like with this discussion,
this is a bit of a segue. I wanna talk about Game of Thrones real quick. So I've been rewatching.
I've got 18 hours to catch up.
I'm on season 3, bro.
It's coming out tomorrow, but I'm 18 episodes behind.
I'm on season 3, bro. I'm not even gonna catch up. But I've been watching just 3 seasons, and I'm wondering like, yo, how the hell? Because it's dark, bro. Game of Thrones is dark. Like it's fucked up, and I'm like, damn, we love this shit. What's up with that? Like, what's up with that, man?
Well, it's violent. It's gore. It's
keeps the people going.
Yeah, exactly.
It's provocative.
It's like you know how like the Romans were very like gritty and they were engaging in a lot of, I don't even know how to put this, but a lot of violence and a lot of sex, and it was heavy.
I honestly I don't know much about this stuff, but I think that from like reading history and also just learning like classics and stuff, I think that they kind of got this kind of on point. I think that's low-key how like shit was back in the days.
But now we're trying to be kumbaya.
Exactly. So it's like, but that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Like you're saying it. Like it's
you're saying it.
No. I'm saying it's like, okay, I'm not. Okay,
yeah.
No, here's my thing. Like we're coming from a long line of history where people didn't have to like. You didn't have to like everybody. People were going at war. People were fighting. People had enemies, right? And people could say things like, no, we don't associate with those people because they say this thing. But now it's like, no, you have to say what everybody likes, and you have to do what everybody does, and it's like it's going against nature.
Can I just like, you know how Agulu said we're scared at the beginning and stuff like that? I think I need Singa to come back for this so she can tell us if it's right or wrong. But can we just go into feminism and just talk about this in that sense? Is that cool? Like if you guys say we can't, then that's fine.
You had a list in your head.
No, hell no.
Because there's certain things that you seem to want to talk about anyway. So, anyway, but go ahead.
No, like you need to all agree.
No, yeah. We need to.
Okay, what's your back in the room?
No, I mean, we need to talk about this.
I don't know,
because I mean,
okay. Even just the faces that I'm looking at right now, it feels like it shouldn't be a thing we should be scared to talk about.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I mean, it's okay. The thing is, if we're thinking incorrectly, if our minds, if we're thinking the wrong things, we won't know that they're wrong unless we actually air them out.
So who's created this fear that we're all having right now?
It seems like
the people who are getting on the edge of a seat just because we're introducing this topic. You know, there's certain people like as soon as you say feminism, oh, okay, what is he about to say now? You know,
who's that?
Twitter feminists. I'll go right ahead and say it. Twitter feminists.
And okay, should that be the thing? Should it be like that?
Because I feel it shouldn't be like that. That's why real feminists like always putting that down. But at the end of the day, it's the guys on Twitter, the people that we're paying attention to, that are running shit. But the real like they'll hit you up, they'll call you. Don't start a war online.
I think we shouldn't be afraid of saying anything because the people out there on bigger platforms. Obviously, not all their fans agree with what they say. They're gonna say some negative things. So I think we're just reacting too bigly. Eat a
double chop.
We're reacting
too bigly.
I think we're overreacting to these comments. I think we're overreacting to these comments.
It's easy to overreact. People overthink.
I think we should just
naturally.
move on.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So
feminists.
So Singa is here now. I think we can now safely like walk on eggshells our way into this topic about like here's my thing, right? Look. Yeah, like please just like if you want to join, if you can't, give me faces, give me signals where you know that like You're
walking into the red.
I'm walking into the red because look, I do not want to offend anyone, but I just want to say what I see. I might be wrong. I don't know a bunch of shit. I don't read a lot. You know what I mean? Like I just
discredited yourself.
Let me start by saying that. But one thing that I've noticed is that, as I said, we say the word and like there's fear and there's intention in the room. And I don't think that's right. And I think that there's a number of people that are causing that, and that shouldn't be like that. Because if you can't, if you're trying to like convince someone, or like if you're trying to get respect from someone, you don't use fear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We should not be afraid. We should respect. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Why are we afraid? Because going back to Game of Thrones, because I see a lot of radical feminism. I see a lot of, and I personally do not agree with anything that's extremist. We've seen it with like the Muslims, where like and Christians as well. You know, I think that anything in the world that's extreme, I think it doesn't work. That's what I personally think. I do not know if I'm right, if I'm wrong. Let me know. But if it's too extreme, then it will not work. Because even the food that you eat, if you eat too much of something, I'm making a point here. Look, even balanced diets, the food, bro, good food. Good food. If you eat too much of it, it's gonna kill you. Even vegetables, bruh. Anything, right? So I don't believe that people should approach things in an extreme manner.
Yeah.
That's just that's what I have to say to this. Because I think that if you do that, then okay, let's go back to Game of Thrones. I said I was gonna go back to Game of Thrones. This brings me to like season 5, I think, when there was the High Sparrow and the Sparrows. Those guys were religious, and they were trying to bring in like morality and shit like that into the King's Landing and whatnot, right? We're like talking like Game of Thrones geeks right now.
Yeah,
But yes,
yeah,
that's what those guys were trying to achieve. They didn't like recognize kings, queens, chanchani. But did you see how they ended up impacting the people? Like you guys remember that shit, right? the sparrows, whether like shame.
I remember shame.
Yeah,
seriously.
I saw that shit and I felt that they were too extreme with the approach, and in that it ended up causing a lot of chaos. And in the end, for that shit to be stopped, there was a war, and like Cersei had to like bring out like wildfire and shit like that, and she killed a bunch of people just because of that. I think that
can I say something? Yeah, just what you're saying is correct, I'm sure. But then I got lost somewhere within your argument. But then, like, I feel like what you're saying is like when we're like trying to like push for this cause to say okay, feminism, because at the core of it, feminism is good for everybody. It should be good for everybody. Yeah. And then we have to be like inclusive to say it shouldn't be about like weakening another sex or a gender, whatever the correct term is. It should just be about like everybody should benefit off of feminism, because if it's women having equal opportunities, then that would mean like kids or children having a better livelihood if their mom and their dad are both like with good jobs and everything.
The same salaries and things like that.
At the end of it should be a thing where we're in this together. It shouldn't be as if it's them and us, and then we're fighting as conflict. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents.
I just want to say, okay, you the whole why are we afraid of when someone says feminism? You're suddenly afraid. You just said you don't read a lot, so how can you be not afraid of something that you don't understand?
Can I just go here?
I feel like because I'm personally not afraid because I feel like if you understand what feminism is, then whenever someone says it, you won't be afraid of it. You know?
Okay, yeah.
It makes sense to be afraid of radical people. I think any extremist would be scary.
But okay, you shouldn't be afraid.
I'm just saying that we also need to make more effort into learning about feminism. Then we can maybe begin to understand the radicals.
Yeah, but the people who are like in the front lines and making all the noise are the ones that are bringing this. The extremists. It's because
my other point.
Everybody wants to be this, and this intellectual person who you should understand this. Push it towards me the same way these angry feminists are pushing it towards me. But let me, see for myself that these guys, they're just being angry. These people, they're actually feeding me something that I can.
I get what you mean, but I think sometimes there might be need for a level of extremeness, because there are people who just don't want to hear it. You tell them feminism and just like, come on, what's this? I don't want to hear about this. So I think there are times. So I think there are times where you need to somehow get their attention. Get them to listen. I think this is just I'm trying to be on both sides.
Yeah. Just I think
it's not about you.
I think if I start with everything with I think, then I think I'll have like a safety net. So I think what Miko was saying, to say if you have like an agenda where you feel like this is like the gospel, or this is what like we want, it's your response. It's not okay, I should read on it as well, but then it's your responsibility to like communicate what exactly it is you mean by what you're pushing for. Because if you're bringing there's a disconnect. I feel like there's a disconnect where when you say feminism, and I'm talking about color war, why is that? Why is that? So it's my introduction to war. Like there something has to be done where and in a feminist, it's an okay thing. Because there's something that's missing. I'm not sure what it is, but then in the way the message of feminism is communicated to us and how we understand it, there's a sort of negative notion to it. But then it shouldn't be like that. Because like I said, feminism will be good for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. But okay.
I think we just need more, because even though I'm saying that we should read about it, I have tried to read about it, and honestly, I'm still
confused.
I'm still a bit confused. I've read a lot of books, and they're all like they're not for the average guy to read, honestly. So I think there needs to be more spaces where you can understand what feminism is, and you can also understand how feminism, or what they call the patriarchy, it hurts a man. Because if the patriarchy benefits a man, then honestly, okay, if it benefits me, then why should I give it up? So I think there needs to be spaces where you really begin to understand that, okay, this is actually bad for me and all my male friends. And
what you guys also think about, let's say, you said that it should be, equality. You said OT said something about equal rights and stuff, and you also said something about how basically we're trying to say tread softly so that then we can reach a balance or something like that. But then there's this argument that, look, we've been oppressed for years. You know what I mean? So us trying to catch up requires us to kind of sprint so that we get to that level. You know what I mean? So that we reach where you guys are, because you guys have had years. I think it's the same as the black people in the US as well, where they're like, yo, look, you enslaved us, blah blah blah. We've been oppressed, so now we need like a little more opportunity.
I think
so
it was
an
like, episode something. We talked about this to say that what exactly what you're saying is affirmative action. To say if a species or a group of people or a sect has been oppressed for millions or got thousands of years, they'll need to like gain some benefits now for them to catch up. To catch up. To say, okay, if it's a woman, a man, both equally qualified for a job, like both with the same like qualifications and the same experience, give the job to the woman because her gender has been like so like right now, so just to like put some affirmative
also
action.
You guys see how I just also started like a pro-feminism argument right now, right? So I'm like don't kill me about like how I say that, extreme. No, I'm just saying like, yo, I need niggas to know this.
Trash.
What do you mean trash?
So you seem to want
Okay. Okay.
You can't have your cake and eat it.
Are we still like how okay, can we go back to how this is our reflection? Miko, tell us like how the feminism part.
I just like how this is a reflection because you just brought points from an episode, Jan, and then
I
you
noticed you said that. I didn't even.
Yeah, and then you're actually saying it. That's what I love about it because you're saying it as if So it's your thoughts, because you've like embodied them. Those are yours, but then maybe it wasn't you who was saying them on the different podcast. So I like that about it because it's like you learned it and then you're owning it. That this is what you're saying. Blah 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 blah. Like the blacks. I'm sure there was somebody who said that. It was. So I like that.
All right,
I like
cheers,
that.
fam. Cheers. But I feel like we're staying. We're on this topic for a minute now, and it's like why do you think that it's part of the last 10 episodes?
Because I think we have a resident feminist, so I'm gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
And some people have recognized, Agulu as the resident feminist.
I still don't. I don't.
I mean,
that, man. Come on.
I ain't trying to. Anyway, but but it's out there. I'm sure. I'm confident I heard it outside of this group as well. That
okay.
When Agulu wasn't, how could Agulu let that happen?
Nah, fuck that. Okay, let me say something real quick. Okay, hold on. Have you guys ever had like proper born again friends who you drink with? You know what I mean? Have you ever had that? No, this is nothing to do with Agulu. This is just me trying to go back to the responses that we've been getting from. Because look, if you check my contacts, I have a bunch of feminist friends, like people that hold positions in like groupings and organizations and things like that. So it's the same conversation where like if we're talking, what? It's like, look. Yeah.
Do you want points for this?
What do you mean? No, I don't want points. I'm trying to get to a point.
It's like the white guy who's like, I'm not racist.
I have a black friend. No. Here's my point. Let me get my point, and then Akulu's gonna add in on it. Like, look, when you have a born again friend, he's like when you're drinking with him, he's your guy, and then when you see him in his born again circles, he's their guy. You know what I mean? So that's exactly what I've been getting. Where like, look. We chill all the time about different things, and they're just regular people. We can have any conversation about anything. Sometimes I could overstep some boundaries by mistake or whatever, things like that. And they're just like, yo, Mac, you're so trash, things like that. You know what I mean? But a podcast comes out, episode 8 comes out. The same people are now just like wearing the different hats, and now because they're in a public forum. They're wearing the BA hat now,
and I think they have to do that because if we're releasing a public, then I comment public. It's a good thing.
I think that like so basically I'm trying to say the problem is that you have to be all in. I think because I would really appreciate if when we're having a one-on-one, if you also kind of cut me off on certain things that I do wrong and things like that, because then I'll learn from that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't just like try to look all high and mighty in front of the public because people are watching. You know what I mean?
I just feel like this is sort of okay. I don't know what to say. But then we've spent too much time on this particular subject.
How are we doing on that?
Boss, and I feel like no.
Should we still go on this?
So Man United is playing later. Like,
okay. Right. I'll sit on my.
Can we move on? Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Yeah, and put in the comments and talk to Akulu. Don't talk to Zalu Swartz. Zalu Swartz is a really good person. They don't appreciate your fuckery. But anyway, so check this out. Yo, can we talk about some?
Max said that.
That's Mac. That's
talk
not
to Mac
Zalu
the Mac.
Swartz.
That's not even
Zalu
like,
Swartz.
that's Zalu Swartz. Yeah. Anyway, so it's been heavy. It's been negative. Can we make it a little more positive now? Like, what were your favorite moments and shit like that? Personally, I think OT has this thing where if we ever talk about politics and government, he goes in, bro. Like his nigga
Starts a war.
Yeah,
A war.
a war is something. I say, yo, what the fuck? A war? What's this?
war.
A war?
We're not elephants.
We're not elephants. Yo,
It's like a general in front of you, like the army, that scene where it's so cinematic. You're
Yeah,
about to
bro.
go out to war.
yeah. Yeah, bro. That was even just a quote. It's not like it's a thing that he's disagreeing with a quote. No, we're not elephants. But yeah, man. Some great laughs. I have someone that keeps telling me about how the episodes are too long. They're 1 hour, and whenever I try to listen to them, you guys are talking a bunch of shit. So you're not really, talking about real things. So people want us to be really serious,
said we're gonna talk
but they
about
don't
real
know that.
Who
Exactly.
said? Where in the description does it say real topics? No, bro.
They came in with their own expectations.
Real topics discussed by real men in a real life
we're
situation.
No, we're wasteland.
We don't know what we're saying. We're clouding.
Just trying to have a good time and feel good.
Exactly, yo. So I need you guys to kind of understand us. We work all the time. I sleep at 2 a.m. every day. This for me coming in every Friday. Today, by the way, today we're recording on a Saturday. I also only did this because a lot of us were busy. But then I thought that Saturdays are more refreshing because honestly, I did not want to come back and do this. I wanted to end this. I was like, we keep getting all these all this bad feedback, Janjani. But look, we're here sitting out here talking about something positive, and I'm happy. I am happy. Yeah.
You said a lot of shit, but then just one point where you're like,
Alright, yes.
after the week, it's time for refresh, get on the podcast. Yes, that's kind of a hashtag unwind with the lemon. So yeah, after Monday and then on a Friday, it's say at 4:30 the violin just unwind and talk some shit. But so that's exactly what it is. Miko, you want to say something?
No, I was just gonna say the week gets heavy. There's a lot that we do. There's so much that goes behind the scenes, and
we don't even know what we're doing, really.
Yeah, because we're really trying this out for the first time because there's really no blueprint, and we come in here,
There's no one that's doing it at this level, I think.
Exactly. So and we appreciate all the support that we get from all the listeners, all the subsubscribers, everybody.
Shout out Priscilla, man.
Yeah. Shout out.
Will you marry me, Priscilla? I said, bro, let's do that. P-Mac. Shout out P-Mac. Shout out Priscilla. I'm buying a ring. Gonna propose. Yo, dude, did you see the article, bro? I don't even.
Her words are beautiful.
You should read her other stuff as well.
Yeah, she's got a children's book, I think.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, from way back.
Oh, so from when me and her have children?
Yeah, she'll read it to your kids.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna skip the. I feel like where it's going somewhere. Mac will say some shit, and then we'll come in episode 11 and apologize.
No, but here's the funny
Mac
thing
to
about
Mac.
OT as well. Yeah, OT had to apologize 2 times. Yeah, bro. We've never had to apologize. It's all you, bro.
What do you mean, so me?
Remember when you were like, you had to hammer a disclaimer, go, yeah, I'm not single. What was that conversation like? Yo, go on that podcast of yours and tell them.
That was like
you're not single.
episode 5, episode 6,
like 3 or something.
Okay, yeah.
You're out here on the podcast
like, so
acting single.
Yeah, you can go out and like listen to that episode. Yeah.
Oh my god, dangerous territory.
Hey, boys, tread carefully.
Yo, but also shout out Akulu, always hitting us up with the honesty, bro. Like there's some things that this guy has said on here.
You like I said,
what? How do you have the kahunas?
Cajones. You're like, okay, like I'm broke too, but then I'm gonna tell you guys.
Yeah, man.
I said.
You know, good times, man.
It's been some good memories, man.
Yeah. And you know, I low-key blame you guys for for getting us the expectation of being serious and, you know, always like touching real issues and things like that. Here's why I blame you guys. When I was like, when I was thinking about starting this thing, I thought it would just be a bunch of trash talk because that's my happiness. That's what I do. And I told you that I don't want to be well versed in this because I'm thinking all the time, this is like my, you know, unwind moment, whatever. And then you guys came out here and you're all professional and shit. Like, yeah, you know what I really think about this and that, you know?
Mac, Mac.
I say, have you ever thought that maybe this is just who we actually are? And when we're in a space where, okay, this is just me personally, but when I'm in a space where I'm talking to Mac and he's talking trash, I don't feel like I'm not going to bother. Like telling this guy something important because it's just trash. He's just gonna trash me. So I'm just like I said.
The good thing, you think I'm professional.
Yeah,
I like that. Then the good thing about it is like we months ago, we used to have like on a I remember one Saturday afternoon where we were chilling at the backside where we had like heated conversation, discussion. We're like, we could record this.
Oh yeah,
it's like it's a sort of like element with that. So I just like that we're now in a place where we're actually recording some conversations. And
man,
actually putting it up.
And this is good for documentation's sake. I think that it would be really nice to listen back to this for like other people to just go back and say, just, you know, bring out some quotables like, you know, in war. History book. Yo, so how Akulu just tuned that I'm trash? You know how this guy said that I talk trash or whatever?
Are we gonna forget though the aviator shades?
Oh, I've never seen this nigga in shades.
No,
like never. This guy's out here, just like talking about aviator shades that cost 300 grand that we've never seen.
It was like a gift from his girl or something. Was it like mom?
His mom?
Oh, it was his mom. Oh yeah. That's his girl, man. Like
look at Miko West or Shy. Miko West. Oh yeah, can I shout out to Mordy as well for hitting us up with a bunch of feedback. He hit me up as well with a topic that we'll probably get into next week because we don't have much time. But yo, Akulu said I was trash. I want to play a VN that I got like a long time ago. I don't know if it's gonna work, but like basically it was someone saying that I'm trash, and then I liked it. I enjoy it. I even told this person. It's like from like way back. So yeah, it's way back.
Way back into time.
Yeah. So it's like I remember because I kept it for a reason. Because I remember telling them that this is my favorite VN ever, and like the whole time
it's an interlude.
The whole time, yeah, exactly. So dope interlude. So yeah, you guys talk while I
you'd have
look for
already
it.
loaded it up.
But actually, something interesting. I saw this tweet this morning where some dude was like, just recently I got a text where some girl's like, you and me, let's have sex. You down? And he's talking about how he was objectified. Then he ends the tweet with, I liked it.
That's really how it be though.
Yeah, it is.
Got it. I said, is this gonna...
Honestly,
Go for it, bro.
Like I've never seen Mutoboa Ngajwe. You just, oh my god! I just wish I could just squeeze you. You know, like ugh. At first you were some nice person, Jan, but then you're trash. Like you're honestly trash. Wow. Yes, you are trash. Garbage.
Yeah, I was good.
Anyway, that was Mac with his like silly little section with. We don't want to listen to a VN you go way back. I mean, that was just, I don't know.
Listen to it on a Drake track.
Yeah, on a Drake track is, yeah.
All right, so single coming out soon. We just have the VN looping and then, yeah. All right, cool. Yo, this has been dope. I think that main points, we would like to make sure that you guys find the time to kind of distance Zaluso Arts and the podcast. 1, 2, it's still a Make Life Worth Living campaign. You could see how like the mental state of the co-hosts has been changing throughout this experience. I hope we can, trigger yours as well in a positive way and not in a negative way. Let's grow together. Apologies for all the offensive stuff. We did not necessarily mean it. This is just how these are the things that we're going through, basically. Apologies for me going through that shit. Apologies for these guys going through that shit. It's out there on the ground. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation on how we can fix some of these things. Clearly, my point is we're not perfect. We need your feedback.
Humans are not perfect.
Exactly. We need you guys to tell us where we can fix up and change.
I remember my first year lecture. Always used to. Not always used. Told us once after. Like we're ending the semester. It's like it's a quote from Kagu. The biggest room that there is out there is the room for self-improvement.
Yeah.
So that's what it is right now. Yeah. Like we started on episode 1, episode 0. We had no experience of like doing a podcast. We don't know how to like handle, how to talk. So as we go on, as we progress, we'll get better
and better. Just grow with us.
And our views as well will get better and more correct, I think, because we're growing every day.
Yeah, but also I hope you're not. The approach to this is I hope you're not coming out here to get like proper like education, profound education or information. I'd like you to kind of relate to our struggle as well, because this is a struggle that's bigger than us. It's something that we really need to, because we're just kids that have grown up in a certain space, and we would like to get in a position where we can now we can speak like real things and stuff like that, but don't expect it on like episode 1 or 2 or whatever.
Wait for episode 57.
Yeah, something like that. So can we wrap up? Any last words? Miko seems like he wants to say something.
I was thinking a lot.
Yeah.
Just like if you do need help, like reach out.
Yeah.
We'll find a way like to get you the help that you need.
Yeah.
But don't look for it from us. But if you're looking to feel good about yourself and feel less shitty about yourself and have a good time, then find it on our website, on our content. Yeah. That's where you find some feel good content
and I like how you talked about if you have if you need help, you need to talk to people, and we're fucked up as it is. Before we started recording, we played a Drake track, Redemption. Redemption, and everyone in the room just like showed their true colors. Everyone's hurting.
Redemption.
Yeah, everyone's hurting. Everyone's fucked up.
So like, are you saying
Akulu came on this episode and told us about how he had his hands up because a guard noticed that he wasn't.
Right now, the Akulu emoji. On, the hands on your head is now called the Akulu emoji.
Yeah.
Right now,
the Atiku emoji. So my point is, talk to someone. We're out here. We're not like in the perfect state of mind. That's why we're talking to you right now. You know what I mean? That's
more of the story. Like there was always time. Like don't give up. There's always time for redemption.
All right.
Don't forget the other projects.
Yeah, don't forget the other projects.
Colors of the Mind.
Yeah,
Feel Good Fridays.
Yeah, yeah. I'm mad at the cooking show because ever since it came through, then like we don't have Good Food Sundays anymore. Yeah, bro. I used to, and Good Food Sundays, man.
No, you can start it. You can start again.
Yo should know. Miko is not shooting this in the Zaluso kitchen.
Yeah, man.
Because I know you're gonna finish on the
somewhere else.
Can you get angry with him and like, on the comments, let's talk to Miko about this.
Miko. Hashtag trash Miko.
Yeah, man. Like, this can't be right.
Hashtag trash Miko.
This can't be right. All right, check us out. SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, www.zalusoarts.com. This has been episode 10. Sorry. This is just a reflection. We'll be back next week with a proper list. Check us out. Make life worth living. And
Hi, singer.
Yeah, singer. Do you just like want to say something?
That was like a high Rihanna.
Yeah, man. Like, yo, she's coming from lunch, so yeah, she looks like she's proper fed. Yeah.
We're out.